Julio Urías now available. First question from Alanna Rizzo. Go ahead, Alanna.
Julio, what do you make out of the first or the second outing of the season? Those first 4 innings.
Bueno, pues la verdad difícil, ¿no? Se podría decir que otra salida más que me quedo que batallé en el primer inning. Pienso que es lo que me ha afectado con los picheos y pues eso es lo que hay que seguir trabajando durante la semana, ¿no?
Did you get the sense that there was a pitch that was working better than another? What did you go to more often tonight?
No, igual yo pienso que es lo mismo, ¿no? El caerle encima a los bateadores, el caerle arriba, el empezar con el primer picho de strike, pienso que es lo que me está, se podría decir, afectando a caer a conteos largos, ¿no? Pero esperemos trabajarlo y arreglarlo durante la semana y salir en 5 días y dar el 100% otra vez, ¿no? Por el equipo.
Yeah, it's the same. I'm just not getting ahead of batters. I'm not throwing the first pitch for strikes. And I'm getting into these long counts, but it's something that I'm going to work on this week. I'm going to fix it this week, and hopefully I'll go out in 5 days and get the results.
You seem to be more comfortable pitching out of the stretch than out of the windup. Was that a conscious effort, or what was that about?
Se veía que estabas lanzando, que te sentías más cómodo lanzando de lado que de frente. ¿A qué se debe eso?
No, obviamente es con lo que estuve trabajando durante el sprint training con Mark y pues el año pasado sí fue un poquito diferente, ¿no? Obviamente todo el año tirando de lado, enfocándome en el bullpen y eso fue lo que pasó, pero obviamente tengo se podría decir toda la ayuda de ellos, de Mark, de Connor y de Bart, ¿no? Yo pienso que están haciendo un buen trabajo y tengo bastante confianza con ellos y yo sé que esto se puede arreglar lo más pronto, ¿no?
Yeah, it's something I was working on the spring with Mark. Last year as a reliever, I was working mostly from the stretch, coming out of the bullpen, but it's something that with the help of Mark and Connor, I feel like it's something that can be corrected this week.
Okay, thank you.
Siguiente pregunta de Emmanuel Campa García. Adelante.
Hola Julio, buenas noches. Oye, preguntarte, ¿qué pasa? Es raro, ¿no? Es poco común porque parece que te ves más cómodo cuando ves una segunda o hasta una tercera vez a los bateadores, que generalmente es al revés, ¿no? Se supone que entre los bateadores más ven al lanzador, abridor se vuelve más fácil, pero contigo parece que es al revés. Preguntarte si sientes que es nada más el que te ajustas un poquito más tarde o realmente tú te sientes más cómodo ya la segunda o tercera vez que enfrentas a un bateador.
No, es lo mismo. Yo pienso que la forma también del juego, también las circunstancias, también a veces te llevan, ¿no? A que a lo mejor sea un poquito más diferente al primer inning, obviamente. Es con lo que he venido peleando, pero pues yo sé que tenemos tiempo y lo importante es que el equipo gana, ¿no? Que es lo que se quiere. Desgraciadamente le di mucho trabajo al bullpen, pero pues supieron hacer su trabajo y esperemos trabajar en estos días que tengo para arreglar eso, ¿no?
Oye, al final del juego se te acercó Dave Roberts, vimos que platicó contigo. ¿Tú habías mostrado molestia o algo por esto? Porque saliste incluso un poquito antes de los dos pitches, antes de llegar a los 80. ¿Por qué se acercó el manager contigo y qué platicó en ese momento, sobre todo ya cuando empezó la quinta entrada?
No, obviamente él me dice que por los picheos y pues eran solo 4 innings, obviamente eran bastante picheos para 4 innings y pues pensó la mejor decisión, ¿no? De darme descanso y meter al bullpen. Enojado con él nunca estuve, ¿no? Yo se lo dije, obviamente él quiere lo mejor para el equipo, quiere lo mejor para cada uno de nosotros y como lo repito, o sea, la frustración era conmigo, no con nadie del staff ni con nadie del equipo, jamás. Obviamente la frustración es conmigo porque yo soy el que estoy haciendo las cosas y sé lo que estoy haciendo mal y por qué lo estoy haciendo mal. Entonces eso es la lo poquito frustrado, ¿no? Que estuve a la hora de salir.
¿Te afectó un poquito la salida de Seager, ese momento en el que se paró el juego en la tercera entrada?
No, en lo absoluto, ojalá y todo esté bien con él, más que nada pensando eso, ¿no? De que pues sabemos el tremendo jugador que es y pues obviamente no queremos perderlo, ojalá y se recupere lo más pronto posible y pues le deseo lo mejor también a él.
Gracias, Julio, muy buenas noches.
Una pregunta de Katia. Adelante.
Gracias, Julio. Hablas de esa frustración, cómo trabajar también el tema mental para que esa frustración quizá no llegue a afectarte.
Pues hay que pensar, ¿no? Obviamente el equipo está ganando, el equipo estaba, se podría decir, el juego 2-1, estamos arriba, que es lo que se quiere, y pues obviamente hay que entender, ¿no? Hay que entender que el manager a la hora de tomar esa decisión no lo piensa, ¿no? Lo piensa totalmente y obviamente quiere lo mejor para todos nosotros, quiere que lleguemos los mejores posibles para llegar a unos playoffs y estar fuertes, ¿no? Entonces yo pienso que hace las mejores decisiones y hay que respetar eso, ¿no? La frustración fue conmigo, obviamente, lo sigo diciendo y pues eso en el momento, ¿no? En el momento, pero yo sé que tengo días para trabajar en eso y mejorarnos, la verdad.
Gracias, Julio.
Gracias, Julio.
Listo, Chuy.
Robert's now available. First questions from Alanna Rizzo. Go ahead, Alanna.
Dave, overall, what was your perception of Julio's outing, and do you think he's more comfortable right now pitching out of the stretch than out of the windup?
I thought he worked a little bit harder than he needed to. You got to give credit to the Giants hitters who battled, fouled pitches, spoiled pitches. Certainly Julio limited damage, but he was a little bit too fine tonight for me, and wasn't pounding the strike zone, getting ahead as much as we would like. So, a credit to Julio to grind through, the 4 innings and keep those guys at bay, keep us in the ball game, leave the game with the lead. But, I think Julio, like any pitcher, is at his best when he's pounding the strike zone.
Could you tell early on that he was being too fine for your liking?
Yeah, a little bit. His stuff is so good. So you just don't want to lose count leverage by getting behind and trying to be too fine. And, when you can get strike one, then you can kind of have your way with hitters, especially with Julio's stuff.
In the 3rd inning, Corey Seager exits with what you guys said officially was lower back discomfort. Do you have any more information about how he's feeling?
I think right now, I think he did it on that dive to his backhand off the bat of Trump. And, right now we're just kind of getting tests on it. And I think right now he's in the day-to-day category. And so hopefully, tomorrow he starts to feel better and we'll know more.
So it wasn't on his swing. He wasn't overcompensating because of the calf or the quad. You think it was on the
No,
dive?
not at all. No.
Thank you.
Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead, Eric. Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. Just with Khari, is it safe to say he's probably not going to play tomorrow?
What's that?
Is it safe to say he's not going to play tomorrow, Khari?
Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah.
And then we just with Julio and the starters, you guys have been able to manage the sort of lack of the starters not going deep into games the first couple of turns. But now with 17 games and I think 17 days, and having one fewer reliever, are you start maybe worrying a little bit more about starters going deeper into games?
Well, it's I think that right now, Julio's last turn was 6-90. It's all now guys are built up. So now you're looking at each game individually, and you're talking about innings, ups, pitch counts, stress, how efficient they're being. So all that weighs into a decision, on a starting pitcher that particular night. And tonight, our goal was to have him go 6+, but it just wasn't to be. And fortunately, our bullpen pitched well tonight.
And just with Mookie, I mean, relief to see him first two at bats do what he did.
Yeah, it was really impressive. Obviously, he's, one of the great players in the game, and I thought we were responsible with giving him some extra time to make sure his finger felt good enough to play and take the at bats. And Samardzija has traditionally been very tough right on right, and so for Mookie to take those at bats and the double, the homer, gave us a little bit of life. And, after that, guys followed suit. So some big at-bats early for him.
Thank you.
Next question is from JP Hoornstra. Go ahead, JP.
Dave, going back to Mookie, anytime you're managing a player for the first time, I know there's a little bit of getting to know you process. What have you learned about him this last week, just as far as his eagerness to compete, his eagerness to get back out there to push through an injury, and just what he can do, obviously having not played the last 4 days?
I think, I learned a lot about him. Something we probably already knew. He was eager to help in any way he could. When you're talking about a superstar player that isn't available to hit, sometimes it can be difficult to get him into a game to be a defensive replacement. And, he was kind of chomping at the bit to get out there to help in any way, to contribute. So it was an easy get him in there to the game and help us out. And even games early on, you saw him in those dugout seats at Petco, watching the game, watching every inning. He wasn't in the clubhouse, with his shower shoes on. So he's a student of the game, wants to be there for his teammates in any way possible. He's always trying to help us out. And, he just loves to play the game of baseball and help the Dodgers win. So, something I already sort of knew, but it's good to see.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question is from Michael Duarte. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Doc. My question is for you and your team. What is the biggest difference that you've noticed on opening day and playing against this team now 2 weeks later?
I think now, without fans, kind of the day-to-day protocols that we have to go through are becoming more normal. As far as the Giants, they match up a lot. There's some veterans over there. There's some young players that are on the come. They play the game the right way. They play hard. So as far as the competition, that hasn't changed. It's just another big league team, and I was happy to get a win.
Thank you, Doc.
All right, guys. Here's Mookie. Nice job, Mookie.
Thank you, sir.
outside that I don't have to do in here, or if I do in here, I don't have to go outside?
Yeah.
Or is that not a thing?
Well,
It's a question of me, you know.
well, I think it can be a thing this year because do it like normally, like see us out there and then you it's up. Like I just think like we'll be mindful.
Can't come in.
Right? Yeah, we'll be mindful of it because I'll say like, hey, there might just be certain nights where
I get that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely be mindful of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mookie Betts now available. First question from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, Mookie, just what was this week like for you? What were you dealing with? And I guess what gave you the confidence that you can go out there and do what you did tonight?
I mean, I don't exactly know what happened. It was just a weird swing, and somehow I jammed my finger. That's the first time that's ever happened. But it was just a lot of swelling that kind of went on, and I couldn't really hold the bat. And but training staff did an amazing job getting the swelling out of there and getting me back on the field.
When did you first swing a bat after that?
I want to say it was the second game in San Diego. I took a couple swings that didn't feel too good, but it was literally overnight. It really got a lot better. Third day, I was able to take a lot more swings, and then, fortunately, the guys played well, and so I didn't have to rush back at all.
Thank you.
Next question is from JB Hoornstra. Go ahead, JP.
Yeah, Mookie, Dave told us before the game today that you woke up with confidence, feeling real good. Was today like a turning point for you, just in terms of how you felt and how you felt able to hit?
I mean, I think the third day in San Diego, I could have played, but like I said, the training staff did a great job and just giving me extra time to make sure. I was pretty much 100%. I woke up this morning and no issues at all. Everything's normal.
I asked Dave just now if he learned anything about you just this week, even while you weren't playing, and he noted how you were in the dugout cheering in San Diego. You were in the clubhouse with your shower shoes on, as he put it. Is that you all the time, or are you always going to be a guy who's in there in the dugout watching, even if you're not able to play in the game?
I'm always going to be in the dugout. There's always a way to help. So I'm going to find that way to help. And, that's kind of my personality is there's just trying to get in the mix to help the team win.
Cool. Thank you, Mookie.
Next question is from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead, Ken.
Mookie, is it a little easier to take one extra day when you're on a team that's got so many talented ball players to fill in?
Yeah, it's a lot easier. I was added to a team that was already making playoffs every year, making it to the World Series and whatnot. So me sitting, they didn't miss a beat at all.
The question from Khari Jones. Go ahead.
How you doing, Mookie? Khari Jones from the LA Sentinel. Dave talked about how you a student of the game. Can you talk about how motivated are you to continue to be a student of the game at this point in your career?
There's always time to learn. It's just you have to pick spots to expend your energy, and I think I pick my spots and I'm trying to give it my all mentally. Physically is some things that I got to pull back on. I get tired sometimes, exerting too much energy, but mentally I have to figure out a way to just, like you said, keep myself motivated. And that's just by trying to find a way to learn, trying to find a way to help, just trying to find something to do in the game because this game is very humbling.
Thanks.
Next question is from Jack Harris. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, Mookie, when you're in stretches like this, are you the kind of hitter where you feel that confidence at the plate, or you're seeing the ball come out better, or is there anything like when you know you're in a run where you're producing well that feels different offensively for you?
No, this is. I mean, I don't even notice it. You know, I'm just going up, trying to take one at bat at a time, trying to find a way to get on base and score some runs. You know, I don't pay attention to hot and cold streaks. It's just one at bat at a time is kind of how I focus.
Awesome, thank you.
I have one final question from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead, Ken.
Mookie, how did you hit the home run in Arizona after hurting your finger?
Yeah. I don't, like I said, I don't know exactly what happened, but you know, it didn't. I think adrenaline kind of got me through the at bat, and then it kind of wore off after I hit the home run.
Thanks.
Thanks, man. Thanks, everybody.